Morning crafters. I've got something to show you, some things I've been making. Yesterday I spent about 4 or 5 hours clearing my desk. It's not that it needs that, but I have a box to my right full of scrap paper, and I had a box to my left overflowing with the extra scrap paper. And these are pieces which are too big to throw away but too small to use for a project. So I went through them all and I have reorganised things. I've put them into colours and things like that, things I'm going to use for vintage style things, for journals, brightly coloured papers, things like that. And anything that's like big enough to do something with, I've put in one of the boxes. And all the little pieces which I deemed were too small to do anything with, sort of things like this, but not big enough to do anything major with, I have used, and I thought I'm going to sit down this morning and use them up, and what I don't use I'm going to throw away. So that's what I've done. So again, I've made some, I don't know what you call them, toppers probably, things like that, things I could use just using my scraps. A little bit of washi. I'd got these little words, I must have printed them out at some point, but I found a sheet with some on, so I cut those out. And I'd got some die cut flowers and bits and pieces, so I just started creating. So I thought I would show you what I've got. Tried to be a rainbow in someone's cloud. This one just says smile. There's a few that say just smile on them. That says beautiful. I think that came from Abby. Abby sent me some die cuts and chipboard things as well. So thank you, Abby. That's another smile with some butterflies that I had stamped or printed and then used colouring pencils on, and then cut them out with my own butterfly punch. I hate fussy cutting. I've decided life is too short for fussy cutting. So if I can get a punch or a die to do it, I'm doing that. Okay, so some of them are a bit plainer than others. This one's got some of the it's some of my masterboard that I then used Nina's method of ironing wax onto it to make it like vellum, so you can see underneath it as well. Love that. This is one of the chipboards from Abby. Little bunny rabbit. And I don't know where these, I think I must have printed some of these things out to use on art journal pages ages ago, and I've just, you keep them and then they get in the way, and then you decide to chop them up and use them for once. So there's another one. Running out of space, put them on top of each other. That was like I think it was, I don't know if it was white or chipboard coloured, but I've decoupated a napkin on that bird. So I'd done that a while ago, didn't do that this morning. These are some flowers that I've just got knocking around in my stash that I have obviously made at some point. There's lots of smiles. The reason there's lots of smiles is I wanted one for a project and I printed it out in different fonts because I wasn't sure which one I would like the most. That's just a little one that says love on it. That's a bit of my snippet roll thing that I made. Another one using one of those flowers. This one's got a chipboard on it from Abby, Beautiful Day, and a bit of an old like watercolouring that I wasn't very happy with, but just cut out a square of it, and it looks better when you do that. That's got some little squares that I think it must have been one of the very first ones I did when I was making like the patchwork paper things that I've done before. and I think I was just literally seeing what it would look like and drawing some fake stitches on, which were not great, but doesn't look too bad like that. This one's got a dragonfly on. When I go on holiday, I stamp lots of images and then take my colouring pencils. So I haven't got loads of stuff with me, but I sit and do some colouring. And so I fussy cut that dragonfly out this morning. This one is, it's got this little circle with the bee on it. I don't know if you can see the bee okay. That, my sister bought me these for my birthday, and there's tiny little, they're thinlit, Sizzix thinlit dies, and there's lots of insects and circles, so I think they're to put them together in different colours, but I did mine in craft paper because I quite liked that. I wanted to see what it looked like. This one I've just done this morning with, I just punched out squares and stuck it down, so I haven't done any fake stitching or anything on that. Didn't really think about it, to be honest. I was just trying different looks. This one has got a piece of a Christmas card. I tend to save all my Christmas and birthday cards and keep bits of them and cut out circles and things for this purpose. That's just a die cut butterfly I had. And all these bits I had in my little sort of pot of bits. I quite like this one. I used a little bit of trim on this one. That's a beetle that I had coloured on holiday. I decided, looking at that, there was no way on earth I was going to fussy cut those 6 legs, so I cut him out whole. That was the best thing I could do with him. And the last 3 I will show you. They're still drying. I've put Nuvo drops on those, so there's that one. And I cut out one of the watercolour flowers that I'd done, and that was again from a birthday card or Christmas card or something. But the drops are still drying, so that's why I'm keeping those separate, otherwise I'll stick my fingers in them. And this one was, I don't know if you can see this one. This is it's from a napkin. I cut out a flower from a napkin. I was obviously using them for decoupage for something, and I just got one flower and it just happened to stick onto this, and it has got Nuvo drops on, but I don't know if you can see them. I'm looking through the camera. They're like little water droplets, so that's quite a pretty one. And this last one, obviously some paper that I'd watercoloured previously, and then I just used that, and that's got those little I don't know if they're showing on the camera, but like little, they look like water droplets anyway. So those are drying to the side. So yes, I've used up all my scraps, and anything that was, well, that's not strictly true. I have saved this, which are just some bits in case I do a few more, but literally all the other bits, if they're not a workable size, they've gone in the bin. So I've got some space to create, and I'll be back again hopefully with some things that I want to share later in the week. Okay folks, have a good day, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye for now.